Hey guys, it's Logan Albright here. Today I want to talk to you about one of my favorite topics, weird fiction, and a premier author in that genre, Algernon Blackwood. Okay, so as you know, if you know me, I love scary stories. I love weird fiction. I'm going to be talking about a lot of these authors in this genre coming up. But the one I want to talk about today is named Algernon Blackwood. And how do you not like an author named Algernon Blackwood? That's his real name, not a stage name. It's fantastic. I love people like that. So here's the book I have to talk about. It is a Penguin Classic edition of Algernon Blackwood's Ancient Sorceries and Other Weird Stories. It's got a scary black cat on the cover. And Ancient Sorceries was adapted into a film called Cat People, which you may have seen. It's an old movie. It's considered to be influential in the genre. But the thing I find most interesting about Blackwood is his particular brand of scary, weird fiction. I feel like all these guys have their own style, and Blackwood is no exception. His style is what I would characterize as nature horror. He was, very influential on H.P. Lovecraft, and they were contemporaries, although, like a lot of these guys, Blackwood was a member of the occult organization, the Golden Dawn, and H.P. Lovecraft was a avowed materialist, and Lovecraft's sense of horror kind of comes from the insignificance of man and the great emptiness of the universe and the cosmic blackness, and it's all very bleak and depressing. Blackwood has a more spiritual understanding of horror, and he delves into the wonder and the frightening aspects of nature. So almost all of his stories have some kind of natural component in them, and I find that a really unique voice and really interesting. His most famous story is called The Willows, which takes place on a riverbank, and a lot of his stories are kind of formulaic, to be honest. The people go out into the woods, they get scared, and then they come back after having possibly seen or possibly having not seen something terrifying. But it's the awe-inspiring aspect of nature that he finds interesting. So The Willows takes place on a riverbank. There's one called The Wendigo. There's one called The Glamour of the Snow, which takes place out in the snowy mountains. There's one called Sand, which takes place out in the desert. Kind of a variations on a theme, but he was very obsessed with this idea of nature being dark and primeval and scary, and I think that's what differentiates him from a lot of these other guys, is his unique voice in that regard. This is a very good collection of stories. I haven't really read a lot by him. He also has a collection of short stories about a supernatural detective named John Silence, which I haven't read, but they're supposed to be good. He's written a couple novels, but I think the weird tale functions best as a short story format, and so I really appreciate when people write in that type of genre, and I think it works better than a novel, because like I've said before about short stories are about ideas. They're about, you just need a concept, and you can get a great short story out of it. To get a good novel, you need better plotting, you need better characters, and sometimes it's too much bulk. You don't need that much to write a really great, lean story that'll really be evocative of the emotions and the fear. So if you're interested in weird tales, Algernon Blackwood, one of the greats. Check him out. I'm going to do a lot more of these type of authors real soon because I love the genre, and I'll be coming back at you with more recommendations. I've been Logan Albright. Thank you very much for watching.